Welcome to Conversations. I'm your host, Mel McKay. For almost 70 years, the Vine Cinema and Ale House has been providing a one-of-a-kind movie theater experience for viewers to enjoy. I'm here now with Kenny Way, the owner of the Vine Cinema, here to talk about the unique experiences they offer. Kenny, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful.
I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity. The Vine is like so historic and amazing, and I love it so much.
Thank you very much.
Such a fantastic theater.
Appreciate that.
So let's talk a little bit about the history
Sure.
of the Vine Theater and when it was originally opened.
Yeah, the Vine opened December 26th, 1956. So as you said, we're coming up on our 70th anniversary. It was a single screen theater back then. I think they called it the Vineyard Cinema for the first couple of months or years. Obviously, I don't know for sure.
You weren't alive, and neither was I.
Exactly. The first movie they ever played was not a giant classic, you know.
Okay.
It was a small Jack Lemmon, June Allison movie called You Can't Run Away From It. I wished we had a bigger movie to claim. But the second movie they played was a Elvis movie, Love Me Tender.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I was told sometime in the 70s it split from one screen to two screens.
Okay.
So it's not a lot of information about that. But,
so how did you come to go, what? I'm going to buy the Vine. How did that happen?
Well, definitely didn't just buy the Vine right away.
It is historic, so there's probably a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah, I've been at the Vine for a long time. I started as a Granada High School sophomore. In 1989, I got hired. My buddies and I actually got hired at the same time, all three of us.
How fun.
Yeah, it was crazy. Just became a projectionist and then an assistant manager. And then sometime in the 90s, my manager went to go actually manage the Galaxy, the Pleasanton Theater in the Rosewood Pavilion, if you remember that theater.
Yeah.
And so I became the general manager in the 90s. And then, I'm going to call it my big break happened. Happened in the early 2000s when the ownership of the Vine Center got new owners came in, and myself and them made an agreement. So I became the operator, not just the manager, and a part owner. And then through the years, I just kind of bought out my partners. And there I am. During COVID, I became the sole manager, the sole owner.
That could be a plot to a movie. So on your website, it says that Vine Cinema and Ale House is not your ordinary movie theater. What are some of the differences?
Yeah, that all came about during the 2007-2008 period when we had competition come in. The 13-screen theater that came in from us, three-tenths of a mile down. They are still there. And so my partners and I at the time decided that we had to get creative or close. And we thought we were going to have to close down for sure, you know. But we got our beer and wine license, which back then was a huge deal. We started showing live sporting events. So we'd show 49ers games or San Francisco Giants games. We started showing classics nights. We got sofas in the theater.
Oh, yeah.
We have these cool tables that people always talk about where I take movie posters and I put them on a tabletop. So when you go in the theater now, you can eat on Brad Pitt's face from Benjamin Button or a Jurassic Park poster, you know. So, yeah, we just tried to do things differently at the time. We also started showing art independent films instead of the mainstream films. Just something to differentiate ourselves from the other theater down the street.
Exactly. So tell us about some of the special events that you have each year, like the incredibly popular Oscar night, summer programs, classic movies we touched on a little bit, and your annual Super Bowl party, which you just wrapped up recently.
Yeah, big turnout. The Oscar parties and the Super Bowl parties are very fun. They are nice, big events for us that always sell out and bring us a lot of attention. But those are just 2 days out of the year. So we try to do things all year long. Classics nights are big ones. We show Christmas classics during the season. We'll do sing-alongs, which are a lot of fun.
Oh, so
People
fun.
love those. And just around the regular movies as well, we try to make an event. You know, you want to come to the Vine and have fun and not just watch a regular movie and then go home. You want to think about it, oh, I want to go back to that for that reason. So we'll do trivia, we'll do giveaways, we'll do fun facts about the classics movies. So just a lot of fun.
Yeah. So what are some of the big films and events that we can expect to see in 2025 before we let you go?
Sure, sure. Yeah, I mean, in 2025, there's a Wicked sequel for the one that just came out last year. That'll probably be our biggest movie of the year again. It was our biggest movie in 2024. There's an Avatar movie. There's a new Superman movie coming out this year. And then we just kind of show more adult stuff, independent stuff. So there's a new Brad Pitt sports drama called F1 that's coming out. We're excited about. And here in a couple of weeks, there's a Snow White movie that's coming out. Could be huge, could not be, who knows. But yeah, a lot of fun things. We'll do a lot of events as well.
Excellent. So where do our viewers go to learn more about Vine Cinema and purchase the tickets and see what movies you got showing?
Yeah, we're very modern when it comes to that. So we have a website, vinecinema.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and all the normal stuff. I do a weekly newsletter that I send out to about 20,000 people, which I think is a pretty good number. I do a Kenny's Corner in there where I give you my thoughts each week on the movies we're opening or the memories or whatever. So yeah, just you can follow us that way.
I love it. Thanks so much, Kenny.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
It's been a pleasure. Stick around. When we come back, we're going to hear all about a local dance company that performs in competitions and parades all over the Bay Area. Welcome back to Conversations. Since its establishment in 2009, Xiaopei Chinese Dance has committed itself and cemented itself as one of the most well-known, appreciated dance schools among the Bay Area's Chinese communities. Here to talk about the dance school and the company is its owner, Xiaopei. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing our snake and our little
yeah, it's a year of snakes.
Happy Year of the Snake.
Thank you. Happy to you.
So tell us about the history and the mission at Xiaopei Chinese Dance.
So we were established on 2009, and the mission is to teach people authentic Chinese dance and training talented kids and the dancers.
What influenced you to begin your own dance company?
Actually, I was not thinking to have my own dance company. I had a long career in China with China Central Sound and Dance Company of nationality for many years. So I think I should take a break. So after I moved here, I was thinking maybe just I volunteered a lot for the stage production, and I completely not thinking of have a dance company. But then the local Chinese community, and they know I'm here, so they keep telling, please, our kids want to learn how to, dance well in Chinese dance. So I think, maybe I have some dance class for fun. Just one day a week.
Look what it's turned into.
You are right. So now it's going into 16 years.
Oh, I love it so much. It seems like a perfect fit for you. I think you're meant for it.
I think, you should pass on your talent. I say, yeah.
A lot of the next generation learning from you.
Correct.
So you do share with your students Chinese culture through dance and multiple Lunar New Year celebrations. Tell us about some of the places and competitions your students have been in.
For the performance, we did a lot for the Lunar New Year. We're in demand now, like Livermore, like Bankhead Plaza.
Yes.
I think we were there the first time 2018 maybe. So every year except COVID time. And then later, every city started. Saint-Raymond and Pleasanton Library did the show. So we were done every year. We do almost 12 to 13 performances for the Lunar New Year, Rossmore, the Senior Community Center, and even Rockwell.
And the Golden State Warriors.
You're right.
You guys performed at the halftime show just in January.
You're right. We did twice. We did last year and this year the Chinese New Year, the Lunar New Year show. And the last, I think it was exactly the first day of the Lunar New Year, January 29th at the Warriors game. And then we have almost, we have another school join us too, but my school is a K school. We have a nonprofit, U.S. Chinese Dance Association. So we combine almost 100 dancers and 40 some martial arts on on the court.
What a spectacle to see. I
It
love
is.
that. Probably one of the most
Yeah.
popular halftime shows for the
It's
Warriors.
so nice.
Let's talk about your showstopper competition.
I think it's to get kids like encouraged to have trophy. They feel like they have something
Yeah.
accomplished. That's probably the reason we're going. Yeah.
Do you have any other events coming up later on in the year?
The big one is San Francisco New Year Parade. We're gonna do the opening dance. This is the second time we do the opening dance. And also we have the showcase.
Yes.
April 5th is our showcase in Dublin High School. Then we have I think it's the Earth Day for Pleasanton on April 19th, and the Asia Heritage Month in early May.
guys are busy.
They're all lined up.
Very, very busy.
Yeah.
Now, do you hold auditions for dancers to join the competition teams? And when are the next auditions? I'm anticipating a yes for the auditions, obviously.
Yes, it is, because we need to select kids more serious, and they practice twice a week. Because once a week is not enough.
Right.
Twice a week it's not enough, but better than
But
once
you
a
can
week.
deal with it twice a week. Less
Yes.
than that, and you can't put on the
Yeah,
performances.
it's so hard for its timing is out. So we all used all the holiday kids will come to practice.
Get as much practice in as
Yeah,
you can. When you
yeah.
love dance, it's fun and you want to practice.
You're right. So the next audition will be not immediately well, showcase is right before spring break. After spring break, we're gonna do, but we have not date. We don't have a date yet.
Perfect.
But it's,
well, that's okay, because our viewers can go to your website, or you tell
You're
us
right.
where we go
Yeah.
to learn more.
My website is called xpdance.com. It's like Windows XP. Because of my name, sometimes
Right?
people, so I just put the xpdance.com. That's a lot easier for people to find me.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Don't go far. After the break, we're going to learn about a small nonprofit that has had a big impact on providing kids with comfort. Welcome back to Conversations. I'm your host, Mel McKay. For many years, Blankets for Kids has been making blankets to donate to kids in the community, bringing them warmth, comfort, and love. Joining me today is the owner and founder of Blankets for Kids, Joe Moles. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
I am so excited to hear about this. How long have you been providing blankets for kids, and what inspired you to begin this beautiful nonprofit?
My darling daughter. Anyway, it's been since '03 when we started, and before that, my daughter came to me and she said, "I found out we could make some blankets for abused and neglected children," and I said, "Oh, okay." She says, "Let's make some." So we did. We ended up with 30, and she says, "Well, let's take them to where we were going to send them," and I said, "Well, that's a great idea." So we hopped in the car and we went down to Calabasas. We drove all the way down there. We presented them to My Stuff Bag. Their organization is wonderful. And so we left them, and on the way back, my daughter says, "Mom, you could do this. You could start one of these." I said, "What would I want to do that for? I'm retired." So but I'll tell you, the Lord was on my side, and He pushed me, and that's how I started.
Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. And thank you to your daughter for encouraging you.
Yes, a stinker.
That's wonderful. So tell us about the blankets. What are they made of? How are they made? Who makes them?
Okay.
I want to know everything, Joe.
Well, you're going to know everything.
Okay.
And then some. These blankets are made, no sewing. Well, they're a lot of people know how to do these blankets. So they're very, very simple, very easy.
So warm too, so soft and so warm.
I get people from outside making them, and they do their thing. They know how to do them. But the ones I get the big bolts from down in the garment district down in Los Angeles, and I cut them into size, and then I have a group that fringe them. And then I have a group, I go to Ridgeview Commons the live-in community here in Pleasanton.
Yes.
And they're the ones, they are wonderful. These ladies are just the greatest. And they're the ones that do most of the work.
Oh,
So
and they're beautiful. What gorgeous
this
work.
is fleece.
Oh.
And it doesn't ravel. It's just lovely. And the kids love them because they roll themselves up in them.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard.
Okay, Joe.
To ward off the things that hurt them. And
They're protection blankets.
Yes, they are. And they're lovely.
Oh,
really
they are. And I love how much this affects you, and your
Yes.
passion for this mission is just beautiful, Joe.
Thank
you.
Well,
so how do you distribute the blankets to children in need? How do you find these kids?
I find the foundations who deal with them. As you can tell, I'm so soft-hearted, I can't deal with the children.
Right.
So I find the foundations that deal with the children, and that's where I take them.
That's beautiful.
And it's great.
Oh, that is so wonderful. So tell us about the impact that Blanket for Kids has had on children here in the Tri-Valley. I'm sure you get reports from those nonprofits after you drop these off.
They love them. They love them. They thank me all the time for this, but I don't hear about the children. I tell them, no, this is fine.
Yeah. You can
deliver 'em.
provide the protection without knowing the pain.
Right, exactly.
Okay, I like that a lot. How can our viewers help you? Do you accept donations or volunteers? What can we do, Joe?
All of the above. We accept donations of money, of fabric, of your time, and just make a blanket now and then. And I'm always at home. I'm not always at home, but I'm in and out. But I have a home. This is where my factory and my my office and advertisement and all that stuff comes from, is my home. And they can make blankets. I have groups that make blankets. I have church groups. I have school groups, classes, and I have just nurses and just families that say, you know, I want to teach my children that they don't all live like we live.
Yeah.
And so that's what happens.
And no sewing, and it's so simple,
yes,
but
very
it goes
simple.
such a long way.
Here's one that's a panel.
Uh-huh.
It's
That beautiful unicorn.
Yes, a beautiful unicorn. And then there's these that are just a continued pattern. And these are lovely too.
Oh, so beautiful.
And then one thing I must tell you is that we do not throw out any scraps. We do not throw out any scraps. Each blanket requires that you take the selvages off the edges, which are rolls along on the sheet, and they don't make nice fringes. So we take those off, and then each corner you take a 4-inch corner, square corner on each end. This is what we do with the corners. I have a lady who does.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
That's one side. She calls that the top, but I call this, but look how beautiful that is.
Oh, that is gorgeous. And nothing goes to waste, including these beautiful stuffed animals back here.
Those little goodies.
What a great organization.
And also, what we do.
We're almost out of time, so we gotta hurry.
Okay.
But look at this.
These are the pillows that from the corners. And then this is what we do with
They're little dolls.
Yeah. With the,
Joe.
So there's the blanket. Here's the pillow.
And your
there's
dolls. Oh, Joe, bless you. You went above and beyond with blankets, didn't you?
I couldn't see throwing this out. I did it first, and I said to my crew, I said, hey, we could do something with this, can't we? Well,
where do our viewers go to learn more and to donate and volunteer?
They can call me.
We'll put that phone number up on the screen so they can jot it down and learn more about Blankets for Kids. Joe, it's been such a pleasure.
Well, it's my pleasure because I just love what I do, and I meet the most wonderful people.
It shows.
Really.
Thank you. Well, stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to hear about some upcoming shows at the Bankhead Theater that you won't want to miss. Welcome back back to Conversations. Since it opened in 2007, the Bankhead Theater in Livermore has been a staple in the Tri-Valley, attracting guests and unique entertaining concerts and performances. Here to talk about the Bankhead's upcoming season is Ruth Egerman from the Livermore Valley Arts. Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Thank you so much, Mel. It's
So
great
great to see you.
It's great to see you too.
Oh, I love it. So what are some of the most anticipated concerts and performances coming up in March and beyond for 2025 at the Bankhead, which, by the way, my favorite venue.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
It's
I
one
love
of
it.
my favorites too. It's a beautiful venue. The
perfect
first time I walked
sized.
in, I was just like, this is a stunning venue, and every seat in the house is a good seat, and it's intimate, so you get to see some of the biggest stars, you know, and there's only 499 other people in the building with you, so it's really cool. I would say some of the shows that I'm really looking forward to. We have Daniel Ho Quintet.
Yes.
Daniel Ho is I think you call it a ukuleleist. I don't know, or ukulele.
Yeah,
ukulele
technically
is
it's uka.
Ukulele, yes, exactly. we got coached on that by we've had a couple of different ukulele players. So yes, he's going to come and he's going to have dancers, hula dancers and such from the islands, and which I love too. So and we have a great community of people who really love this kind of music.
Yes.
Lots of Pacific Islanders here to take advantage of it. And so that's going to be a fun show. That's towards the end of March. And then also, well, we have another speaker at the end of March, so we'll get to that
Yes.
later. And then some of the other shows that I'm excited about, we have Rhythm India in early April, so that's going to be
Fun.
Bollywood and beyond, so traditional to Bollywood kind of dance. So that's going to be great. The founder of that is Joya Kazi. She's right from, I think she's from Fremont. But she's from the Bay Area and this side of the Bay Area, so
Awesome.
that's going to be kind of cool. So people should get that. Also in April, here's a fun one.
What?
Do you watch The Office, or did
Well,
you?
yeah.
Like a million times?
Like, I have it memorized. What episode do you want to quote?
Well, if you're that good, you've got to join us for David Koechner is going to host, who played Packard, and so he's going to host.
It was Todd.
Todd Packard,
Yes,
that's
Todd
right.
Packard.
Todd Packard, he's going to host a trivia night, an office trivia night at the Bankhead. So come prepared, catch up
Ruth.
now. Yeah, I'll see you there.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be so fun.
I'm looking for teammates.
I
so-
love it. I love it. I love it. So we do have to dive into the Ray DeRoe speaker series because
sure.
this is huge. How does it work? We've teased some of the speakers this year, but let's get into that a little bit.
Sure. The Ray DeRoe Speaker Series has been around since 2007, along with the Bankhead Theater, started by a group of people who wanted to honor Ray DeRoe, who was a valuable part of our community. And so we recently brought the Ray, it used to be a resident company, and we recently brought it into Livermore Valley Arts. And so we're the ones now bringing in the speakers and still keeping her energy and alive with these speakers. So we've had this year, we've had John Cleese, super fun.
So great.
Yeah, and then James Nestor, who wrote the book Breath, was here in January. We have Elizabeth Smart. Do you know who Elizabeth Smart is?
Yes, of course.
So she was abducted
Yeah.
when she was like 9 years old. So she's coming in to tell her story, to help us all overcome the adversity in our lives. And, I can't think of anybody better to speak about that for us, right? So that's going to be really great. And then we're going to close our speaker season with Dr. Erin McDonald on May the 4th. And so there's a little tie in there.
Okay.
She is the science advisor for the Star Trek universe.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
No, Star Trek.
Okay.
Right, I know it's
Okay,
May the 4th.
May the 4th. It's Star Wars. Nobody write in. Okay, we know.
We know, May the 4th, we're gonna do something Trekkie. So
I like it.
we got the Trekkies all covered. So
I
whether
love
you're solely a Trekkie, whether maybe you're part of both worlds.
Well, there's plenty that are both.
Yeah, I
and
think
beyond.
so too.
Wow, time flies when we're chatting, Ruth,
Yeah.
and there's so much going on at the Bankhead. Where do we go to buy tickets and book our shows and book our social calendars around all your amazing events?
You go to You can also call our box office at 925-373-6800.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ruth. Always a pleasure.
It's great to be here. It's great to see you again, too.
We'll see you at the Bankhead.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of Conversations. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you did, please visit us at facebook.com/tv30.org and click that like button. From all of us here at Conversations, I'm Mel McKay. Thanks for joining us.